Welcome to another episode of Mind and Money Matters live show. We are kicking off the new year. Happy New Year or blessed New Year to all of you out there in the listening land, learning all about business. We are bringing on our special guest who has been a guest of ours for the past 6 years. I feel like I'm getting old, y'all. 6 years at this Mind and Money Matters live show. All praises are due to Allah. We are so excited. We are looking forward to bringing to you information about customers, commodities, and competition. Yes, and all of those are essentials for a business to thrive. So without further ado, we'll bring on our dear brother Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad, who will take us further into the program. Brother Jahi.
Assalamu alaikum, business scientists. Welcome back. We are back for the beginning of season 6. We want to thank all of you who have been with us, whether it's been the entire 6 years or you're brand new to Mind Money Show, the definitive show for Black business, bodaciousness, and brilliance. So, Sister Shireen, you want to jump right into our guest, or we're going to do it like we did it in 2020?
It's up to you, Brother Jahi. We can certainly do our normal.
All right, business scientists, we are number one, want to encourage everyone. Number one, to make sure that you sign up for finalcalldigital.com. 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 So make sure you go to finalcalldigital.com and get your subscription to the Final Call newspaper. Also, it is the first of the month. It's the first of the year. Economicblueprint.org. Economicblueprint.org. If 16 million of us that have some type of income coming in would put in 5 cents a day, 35 cents a week, $1.40 a month, only 16 million of us, that would give us $291,200,000 in a year's time. Now, in the past, I've always made a comparison to politics, if you will. So here in Georgia, at about 7-8 minutes ago, the polls closed for the Georgia senatorial runoff. Two districts, the Georgia State Senate seat, not Georgia State, United States Senator, 2 seats from Georgia. In the last couple of months,
I don't even know how you could trip up on that, Brother Jahi. It's like they've only reminded us 1,000 times.
What's the difference between the Georgia Senate and the U.S. Senate? So in the last few months, these 4 candidates have raised and spent almost $500 million. $443 million they have spent to persuade the people of Georgia to vote for them. So all we're saying for our salvation is a nickel a day. A nickel a day. That's all we're saying, a nickel a day. Economicblueprint.org. If they can do it for a post that pays $175,000 a year, surely you and I can contribute to economicblueprint.org and contribute a nickel a day. Go ahead on and send that $18.20 now to economicblueprint.org so that we can buy land, and other resources that are needed for us to continue to be a viable and sustainable nation. Also, economicblueprint.org. Make sure you go to NOI.org. During this time period, everybody want to know, what is the minister saying? What is the minister saying? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has had a lot to say since 1955. He's spoken on all of these things since 1955. So yes, 65 years. So you can go 65 years, 66 years now. So you can go to NOI.org and catch a lot of the lectures from the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, and you definitely want to watch the Criterion, which was done on July the 4th. And as I bring up my co-host, the Falah word of the week, we're going to start the year off right. We're going to start 2021 off right. The word of the week is, the Falah word of the week is innovative. Innovative. Innovative is an adjective. And when we're talking about products and ideas, it means featuring new methods, advanced and original. We're talking about a person introducing new ideas, original and creative in thinking. So how innovative will you be in your business planning for 2021 and beyond? So without any more delay, please re-welcome my illustrious co-host and co-managing partner of Master, the Science of Business Entities Incorporated, the creative thinker, the innovative thinker for agrichild.com, the nation's most prolific children's book writer, Sister Shireen Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum, wa alaikum, wa alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Can we say it like that? All praises due to Allah. Look, I just want to let you know that I had a power outage. That, you know, my power was out. I had to shift a whole bunch of stuff around so that I could still come to you this evening live and live in color. All praises up to Allah. So we're going to get right into the program, Brother Jahi. Let's bring up our dear brother Rick Mathis.
It's always an honor. Give you all a little quick backdrop, to this. December, around the 18th or 19th of December 2015, I received a message from Sister Shireen. I think it was text or voicemail, I'm not really sure. But I do remember receiving a message from Sister Shireen, and she goes, it's like something like this: Brother Jahi, I want to do a radio show. Okay, let's do a radio show. And so we found this platform, which was actually a conference call platform, invested in it. And 2 weeks later, we did our little radio show, if you will. Now, in the planning for it, we'll think, okay, what are we going to do? Who are we going to have? And I mentioned my brother, Rick Mathis. Rick Mathis is a videographer, a video journalist, to be more specific, a filmmaker, one of these brothers in the community that has his hands in a lot of things. So I said, let's have Rick Mathis, because I had just attended his world premiere of his film, Black Friday. So let's have Rick Mathis. Sister Shireen and Sister Sandy was like, okay, let's have Rick Mathis. And so I called up my brother Rick Mathis, told him what we were doing. He met us at this nice little international restaurant that was in the AU Center. And he was our very first guest on Mind and Money Matters live show when we were doing the conference call platform. So we stuck with tradition. He is always the first guest of every year. So this is the 6th year that he has been our guest, kicking off the new year. We generally dedicate the month of January to the ministry of information. And our brother is one of the most innovative in disseminating information to the community, especially information dealing with business and finance. So we got a lot of questions for him. So without any further delay, business scientists, it is my honor, my pleasure, and privilege to bring back, to kick off the new year, 2021, as he always does. Look, check this out. He's coming at us from his brand new studio, which we're going to find a lot about.
I'm looking at the wall in the backdrop. That is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's real. Business scientist Rick Mathis of Black Friday, the film. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Hey, wa alaikum assalam, my brother and my sister. How y'all doing this evening?
We're doing fine by Allah's grace. How are you?
Good, good. How's my audio? Can y'all hear me pretty good?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Good. Yeah, as always, thanks again for having me on the show. You know, it's always great to kick the year off with you guys with the Money Matters. You know, it's a tradition that we started about 6 years ago, like you said, and just excited
Yes, sir.
You know.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for always accepting the call whenever we call you. So our word of the week is innovation. And I've been seeing you in the social media platforms, and you've been highlighting this new venture that you have. Please share with the business scientists a little bit about what you got going on with your new venture.
Well, as you can see, I'm in a studio in downtown Atlanta called Studio House Atlanta. And basically, it's a new venture that started with myself and Sonia Booker and another partner, Robin Groover. So we started this venture, and you know, it's about imagining, creating, and monetizing. You know, those are the three pillars for the studio. And with that, you know, you imagine your world, you create your world, and then you monetize your world. As you can see, right over my shoulder, there's a mural there. Do you see that mural with some of our legends in entertainment, in Black entertainment? So some of those legends are Hattie McDaniel, Paul Robeson, Eartha Kitt, Lena Horne, and Oscar Michaud. Those are the five that are on that wall behind me. And that wall was created because many of us know those icons. They made a lot of money. They made us laugh. They touched some emotional chords in us. They told stories or were a part of telling stories that were amazing. But many of them died broke because they imagined, they created, but they did not monetize because they didn't own their IP, their intellectual property. So at Studio House Atlanta, we're all about you owning your IP, your intellectual property, you controlling that, and you monetizing that so that you can leave a legacy for the next generation. You know, right now it's a very interesting time right now, and you know, with the COVID, with the voting going on, you know, we're in a transitional period, and we've been thrust into this digital age, and being that we're thrust into this digital age, the cards are being shuffled. And you can now get at the front of the line because the playing fields have been leveled. But it's all about how strategic you are, and are you at the pulse of the people, and do you have a product or service that you can actually sell and do one time and continue to make money, but you can also own and pass that down to the next generation. So that's where we are, you know, with the studio. We want you again to imagine, create, and monetize. It's, you know, it's all about selling your story, man. That's what we're in the age of right now. We're in the age of personality and the age of storytelling. What story do you have to sell?
Man, this is absolutely fantastic. It's like you read my notes, Rick, because you know, as you were talking, I'm thinking about, I'm sure you're familiar with the writer of the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey. And one of the principles that Stephen Covey talks about is begin with the end in mind. So in my notes, one of the question I have for you, but it was actually one of the last questions, was about monetizing. So we're going to start with that since you brought that up. Studio House Atlanta. How is your venture helping the creatives, such as a Sister Shireen, such as a Patrick Muhammad, such as Anissa Muhammad, and others around who are writers and authors and poets and, you know, all of this good stuff, filmmakers, videographers, graphic artists? How is the Studio House Atlanta designed to help them monetize their gifts and their talents?
Well, again, as I stated, you know, our three pillars are imagine, create, monetize. So we're good at imagining. You know, as Black people, we're some of the most creative people on the planet, if not the most creative people.
We're the best. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would say. and we're good at creating. So with that, what we're doing here at Studio House Atlanta is we're giving you the opportunity to come and create a custom set. You know, are you suffering from Zoom fatigue? Zoom fatigue meaning, you know, just seeing the same look, the same, you know, mundane in a house with a white wall, and you're right in front of the camera. I like what you guys are doing. Y'all are branding your product. But at Studio House Atlanta, what we're offering is a custom set. You know, you come in the studio and we'll create a custom set, a custom design, a custom look with your logo in there, with your branding, with your products in the shot. So therefore, now you're getting a cool look, you're getting, you know, the creativity, and you're really bringing people in and selling them subtly on what your product or your service is without selling too hard, because that image or that logo is constantly staying in the forefront of your mind because you're seeing it on set and you're seeing it in a cool and creative way. So that's one of the things that we're doing here to help content creators monetize their content. Another thing that we're doing is we're starting master classes where you can come in and you can deliver a master class. We have some top actors that'll be delivering master classes. We also have some entertainers that are going to be doing podcast classes here as well. So we're really going to educate the community and let people know how to imagine, create, and monetize off of their brand or their service or their product.
Beautiful. I love those three: imagine, create, and monetize.
Yes, sir.
I love that. Love that. So you've answered all my questions, Rick. It'll be redundant if I go through, because in my notes I have who is the audience that you all are going after when you
Creators.
And Sonia, and who's the third person?
Robin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar with Sonia Booker. She has a dynamic reputation in the Atlanta metropolitan area as like the real estate guru, and she also happens to be from Mississippi, I believe.
Jackson, Mississippi. Yep.
Oh, I didn't know she was from Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I knew she's from Mississippi. Okay, she's from Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, we might be related then. Okay, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I not met her, but I have heard her speak before, so that's why I knew she was from Mississippi. Okay, fantastic. So when you all came together, who were those people that you had in mind, and how do you plan to reach them?
So the people we had in mind, again, were the content creators. I mean, right now we're in the digital age. We're in the age of information. So the number one product for sale is information. Information, everybody have information for sale. So that's really who we had in mind, was the storytellers, the people that are bringing information on how to monetize in this new economy. You know, once again, with COVID has thrust us into the digital age now, where the digital platforms are really booming and making a lot of money. So if you're not in the game, you don't have a product or a service to sell, then guess what? You can't win. So those are the people that we're targeting, and we're reaching those people. They're people like yourself, you know, creatives and influencers that have a voice and have a captivated audience, because that's what it's really about right now, having a captivated audience.
Fantastic. And you mentioned one, I think, a competitor. Who are your competitors, and what are you all doing that's innovative to attract the creatives to come down your lane, in addition to, or as opposed to, going to your competitors?
I mean, our competitors would really be, you know, people that have studios.
Gotcha.
The things that makes, people that are creating content. The thing that would make us different is that we are offering education and also really putting monetization at the forefront. You know, a lot of times studios, you'll come and you'll create content in the studio, but then at the end of the day, who owns that content?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we're really pushing it and really emphasizing that, you know what, own your content. Own your content is gold right now. So you have to own your content.
Beautiful. You know, I'm glad you brought that point up, because I'm thinking, Rick, just in the last, 3 years, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, within the last 3 years. You remember when Facebook Live first came out? First it was Periscope, And then once Facebook Live came out, everybody forgot about Periscope. So, and people going directly on Facebook Live. We found out about this Zoom platform through Professor Griff. And we decided to use this instead of going directly to Facebook Live, because we wanted to, and we do own, I mean, what, 300 shows I think we've done so far.
So y'all got a catalog. That's great, man.
All praise is due to Allah. And now we are working on the monetization aspect of it now, but we own it. So we don't have to, you know, it's not all on Facebook and we can't go and snatch it and those types of things. So I commend you all for stepping up to the plate to do those types of things, to show us all of this, what the amount of money, because Facebook and YouTube, they're making money off of our content.
Let me share something with you real quick, Jaheed. So you say y'all own 300 shows, right?
Yes, sir.
So imagine if y'all put those 300 shows on a platform and you said, hey, give me $1 a month to have access to my catalog of shows. Okay. So imagine if 1 million people paid that $1 a month.
Yes, sir. I like great imagination. I love that. Yes.
Imagine if 100,000 people paid $1 a month.
Yes, sir.
That'd be $1.2 million over the course of a year.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
imagine if just what, 50,000 people paid.
That's still a good year. That's still a good year. Yes, sir.
So you see where I'm going? So just $1 a month to say, hey, this is how you guys can support us and what we're doing. Because y'all have done the work. Y'all have been diligent and created, 300 shows now. People can actually go in and access those shows.
Yes, sir. All right. We're going to be talking, brother. We're definitely going to be talking. Sister Shireen?
Oh, this sounds exciting. Brother John, he told me that you were doing a new venture, right? And I was like, okay, well, what is he doing? I'm trying to think, and I see you in the backdrop. I'm like, okay, what's that?
And I'm looking at you in the background, like, hold on.
Right. I had to come hang out with you just for a little bit, come to you, right? here in Studio Master the Science of Business. But anyways, I love it. I love the idea. That, like, as you said, we need to be able to monetize. We need to know how to protect ourselves, how to protect our property. We need to understand what we're worth, our value, exactly. And I mean, the major thing is protecting. That really is the big deal, is being able to protect. Because if you have a business, the Honorable Minister Lord Farrakhan teaches us, if you have a business, you have to have a protection, period.
I agree.
Or else you lose it. And like those icons that are on the wall, they had dreams. They had dreams. They had vision. They were excited. They were looking forward to, going into the field that they were going into, the field of their dreams. And then realize later on, because not only did they die broke, they died depressed and brokenhearted, because what all that they thought was rosy was thorns. And so we have to learn how to protect ourselves in this world of business. So I'm grateful for what you are doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, one of the things that we wanted to talk about is, the fact that you stayed in the fight. You have been in this business for a very long time. And so I'm looking to hear, the film Black Friday remix part 3, right?
We got something coming for y'all. We got something cooking. So the thing is, just be on the lookout for some amazing things coming up.
Yes, sir. So tell me, what is it about your experience with the film Black Friday that opened your mind up to this idea? Or did you already have this vision and you just, kind of went into it at this time?
Well,
my question is it something that you dealt with your work with the film Black Friday? as you were exploring? And maybe we need to open that up for, because everyone, we're assuming that everyone knows what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to start there. What is the film Black Friday?
So in 2015, I created a film series called The Film Black Friday. And basically what it is, it's a film that deals with how we value a dollar and the importance of leaving a legacy for the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
So it really delves into money. You know, it starts out by asking the question,
Mm-hmm.
if you die right now, would you leave bills or benefits? You know, and I just want you guys to think about that for a minute. If you died right now, would you leave bills or benefits? Now, this film was released about 5 years ago. And today, I think that question is even more relevant, or really hits hard, you know, it really hits you in your heart even more so now than even 5 years ago. Because you got to think, 5 years ago, President Obama was in office. You know, we had a Black president, and, you know, everybody was celebrating. But with me, you know, it was a historic moment. But I said, we're celebrating, but we still only own and control less than 0.5% of America's wealth. Now, we got that from Dr. Claude Anderson. And for y'all don't know, who may not be familiar with who he is, I invite you guys to look him up, Dr. Claude Anderson. But we own and control less than 0.5% of America's wealth. So with that kind of led me down a rabbit hole to say, hey, you know, how can we have more ownership? When did we have more ownership? And what do we need to get back to that and to supersede that? So I created the film series Black Friday, and basically we had conversations with everybody from Dr. Claude Anderson to the homeless man on the street, basically asking questions about money. You know, as Black people in America, we really don't talk about money. You know, only time we really talk about it is, you know, when we're talking about how much we don't have, or trying to buy these shoes or these, you know, this car or this house, but never really understanding that money is a tool and how do you multiply those dollars. You know, so I wanted to bring a conversation to the table where we talk about that, you know, how to multiply these dollars, you know, how to become an entrepreneur, how to get out of the job mentality. There's nothing wrong with having a job, but if you have a job, then plan to get out of that job so that you can own something and pass something down to your kids. You know, so there's nothing wrong with that, but just have a plan on how you can own what you're doing, or at least have a stake in the ownership of what you're doing. So that was the conversation. You know, we started with that, with the question, you know, if you die right now, would you leave bills or benefits? And what legacy will you leave at the end of the day?
And so in asking that question, what did you find out? You know, percentage.
I found out that a lot of people have more bills than benefits. A lot of people wanted to change, but they just really didn't know how to change. So that's really kind of what I found out. I found out that there was a major need for to raise the financial IQ in the community. You know, there's a blazing need to do that. Right now, we're more into the entrepreneurship age. You know, with the internet, now you can take an idea, create a product, and take it directly to the consumer. I think with that, you know, that has really made the playing field more level. You know, because that's what I said at the beginning of the interview. With COVID and with being thrust into the digital age, the playing field has been leveled. So being that the playing field has been leveled, what product or service do you have, or do you see that's needed? You know, one of the things now, like I stated earlier, is we're in the storytelling age. So being that we're in the storytelling age, it's important that you learn how to craft your story. You know, I had the opportunity to work real close with the legend Les Brown, and you know, he's a master for storytelling. You know, so I had the opportunity to learn a lot of things and really craft my story. And in working with him and producing a lot of his content, I came up with a formula to craft your story, you know. And I've been studying this particular formula and tweaking it, and I think I kind of got it down to a science now, where you can do these 5 things and really craft your story. No matter who you're speaking to, no matter what you're saying, you can really craft your story. So you can tell I'm downtown. I don't know if y'all hear all the sirens everywhere, but it's downtown.
Your mic is not picking it all up. We just hear you.
No, I hear those sirens in the background. What part of downtown are you in?
I'm on John Wesley Dives, 1 block from Peachtree Street.
Oh, okay. The legendary John Wesley Dives. Okay. Yeah, y'all keep it historical. I like that.
Yeah, if y'all don't know who he is, y'all definitely need to look him up.
He was the Godfather. He was the Godfather in Atlanta. Yes, sir.
Yes. But so as I was saying, like, you know, we're in the storytelling age. And so being that we're in the storytelling age, there's 5, I've created a 5-part formula to craft your story. And what I was going to do tonight is I wanted to kind of give you guys 3 of those 5 points.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay. I have my pen. I have my pen and pad.
You got your pen and your paper?
I'm ready.
Yeah, we always come ready. I'm surprised Sister Shereen didn't say that initially. You got to have your pen and your pad when you're listening to Mind and Money Matters show.
Exactly.
I already have Imagine, Create, and Monetize. That's already down.
Yeah, those are the pillars of Studio House Atlanta.
Right.
But one thing I learned from Les Brown and working with Les Brown, he said people generally remember things in 3s and 5s. So anytime you're making a point, either do 3 or 5. 3 or 5, those are 2 key numbers that are easy to remember, because again, you know, we're in the storytelling age, so we have to enhance our storytelling. So with that being said, I want to share 3 things with you all as it relates to how to craft your story. You know, if you do these 3 things, these things will actually kind of set you on the path of, you know, telling a good story. The first thing you want to do when you're telling your story is you want to state your hook. So what is your hook? You know, if you take the film Black Friday, the hook was, if you die right now, would you leave bills or benefits? That's a hook. So a hook is either a question, a profound statement, or a statistic. Those are 3 examples of really powerful hooks that you can start with when you're crafting your story. The next thing, number 2, the next thing you want to do is you want to introduce yourself. So you're going to either introduce yourself, your product, or your service. So my introduction would be, hi, I'm Rick Mathis, creator of the Film Black Friday series, documentary series that deals with how we as African Americans value a dollar and the importance of leaving a legacy for the next generation. Introduction. So either you're introducing your product, you're introducing yourself, or you're introducing your service. That's the second thing you want to do. Number 3 is you want to identify that pain point. You want to identify what that problem is. What is the problem? So with us, if you take the film Black Friday, the problem was every year we mismanage $1.2 trillion. $1.2 trillion goes through our hands in the Black community. So that's the problem, that's the pain point. So you really want to delve into that and say, how can we better manage that $1.2 trillion that is mismanaged in the Black community every year? You know, so those are 3 of the 5 points, you know, that I wanted to share with you guys. Your hook, your introduction, and your pain point. What is the pain point? Because at the end of the day, we're solving a problem. That's what we're doing. When we're storytelling, we're actually problem solving. You know, when you have a service or product, you're problem solving. So that's really what you want to look at. You know, I offer classes and consultations with people, so you can inbox me at Rick Mathis on Instagram, Rick without the K, RICMATHIS. You know, if you want to have a discussion with me more as it relates to that. But really, it's about developing your story, becoming a great storyteller.
Can you repeat your contact information?
Yeah, my Instagram is Rick Mathis, as you see on the screen. RIC Mathis, MATHIS. On Instagram, on Facebook, that's how I can be reached.
Okay.
Wow, business scientist, you just got a complimentary mini masterclass from the film professor himself, Rick Mathis. So, what Rick? Also give your PayPal and or your
Hey, my cash out, Rick Mathis. I give you my cash out, Rick Mathis.
$ Rick Mathis.
$ Rick Mathis.
So I know we have some business scientists out there that appreciate what they just received, because there are others who are packaging this and selling it for no less than $999. That's going to be on the low end to receive this similar information. So the business scientists that are listening and would like to get more, I mean, we can definitely make a contribution toward these efforts, because we have to keep each other going. I really appreciate what you have shared. You know, the wheels are turning. The wheels are turning.
Yeah, so y'all have any questions as it relates to that, and really like structuring that format, you know,
yes, sir.
Feel free to ask questions.
Yes, sir. And you know, I hope the business scientists really understand. You mentioned that you have studied with Les Brown. Les Brown is the most prolific professional speaker on the planet today. A brother who, I mean, he carved ways for. It was because of Les Brown that I found out that this training and motivational area existed. About 30 years ago, I saw him on a PBS special. I was selling cars at the time, but I was like, I want to do that. And started taking some of the steps that I saw him taking, and here we are. You know, eventually got into the business because of Les Brown, and he has done very well at his craft. So that's one. And I see you with everybody, brother. You Les Brown, Boyce Watkins. I want to give the business scientists a little bit of your pedigree, if you will, with the film Black Friday. You interviewed over 1,000 people.
Yes.
Over 1,000 people, footage from over 1,000 people, almost every major celebrity and entertainer among us. You talked to them, you got their input on finances and money and the trials and tribulations that they went through in the entertainment industry. Absolutely profound. So we're not dealing with a lightweight here, business scientists. His pedigree is real. He has a stamp of approval, and we're honored here at Money Matters show that you would even answer the phone call.
Come on, man. This tradition. We're gonna do this every year, man. Continue it. You know.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, producing the film Black Friday was like getting a doctorate degree, because in producing that, I had the opportunity to really get up close and personal with some of the brightest minds in finance and economics. You know, I really learned, you know, some things on that journey, man. I mean, from doing that, you know, I learned about trust. You know, a trust versus a will. You know, a will is a wish. A trust is a bite. A trust has bite. A will is, you know, if something happened to me, I wish that this would be done. You know, James Brown had a will, but his will and his assets are still in probate over in Augusta, Georgia, in probate court in Augusta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Had he put that in a trust, then this would be my bite. This would be my stamp of approval. This is what's going to happen. So if y'all have a lot of money, Black people out there, and you saying, hey, you know, I got my business taken care of. I have everything. I have my will written. It's just a wish. Take that take those assets and put it in a trust. You put those assets in a trust, then those assets are protected. And who you want to be over that estate will be over that estate. That's not a wish.
Yes, sir.
A will is fine, it's cool, but you definitely want to trust. Other thing too, other jewel I dropped and that I learned from producing Black Friday is you want to create your own bank. You want to have whole life insurance. Whole life insurance allows you to take, if you have a large sum of money, allows you to take that money, put it into a whole life insurance policy, which has living benefits as well as death benefits. And you can now put that money into a whole life insurance policy. So you have 100,000 you put in. That 100,000 appreciates at that $100,000 level. But the thing about it is, you can borrow from that $100,000 and still have that $100,000 appreciate as if you never took money out of that account. So you can borrow money from it tax-free with low interest rates. So you're basically borrowing money from yourself to, buy a house, to start a business, go to college, whatever. A lot of people are not going to college now, but a lot of people are starting business. So really, starting a business. So take that money, if you have money, 50,000, 100,000, put that money in a life insurance policy, a whole life insurance policy, and borrow money from yourself. You say the bank won't loan you any money. Well, guess what? You can put it in a whole life insurance policy and you can borrow money from yourself, and it will still appreciate as if that $100,000, as if you didn't take $10,000 or $5,000 away from it. Walt Disney World was started with a whole life insurance policy. That's how he started Walt Disney World. JCPenney's was started with a whole life insurance policy. You look at O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson had a civil suit filed against him, but guess what? His money was in a whole life insurance policy. Have you ever heard of somebody being sued for their insurance policy?
Right, and that's the part they couldn't trust. They couldn't touch that. It was exactly. a $30 million judgment, but they couldn't, a 20 or 30 million, but that piece they could not touch. So that's why he was still able to live a very nice life.
Comfortable life, exactly. So right. He listened and he acted. So imagine if he didn't have that money in a whole life insurance policy. Well, he just kind of had it in the bank or in these different accounts, and he got sued. That money would have been gone. You see what I'm saying? So you got to learn from other people. You know what I mean? So learn how to protect your money. Learn how to protect your assets. It's very important that we do that nowadays. When you get the money, don't just run and spend it crazy. I know people that had $5 million, $10 million, made it in 1 year and broke now.
Right. Right.
Broke. If they had put that money in a whole life insurance policy, they still would have money. First thing you want to do, you get a lump sum of money, put it in a whole life insurance policy. That way you don't lose that value. If you get $100,000 tomorrow, you don't lose the value of that $100,000. So that's what I learned. Money is a tool, but we have to learn how to use it as a tool.
Right, to our benefit. Fantastic. Yes. Wow, business scientists, we've been getting all of this information, but you business scientists, you must act on something that you heard here today. That's our motto for 2021. We can't just listen. Now we have to act on something that we heard here today. So Brother Rick, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule. We're gonna have to connect soon and very soon.
Y'all come down and have a tour of the studio.
I will. We'll talk offline. Let me know what your schedule is like, and I'll bring a bean pie down, and we can have some bean pie.
Do it, man. I love bean pies.
Oh, praise the due to Allah. Thank you, sir. Sister Shireen, any closing remarks? One last thing, Rick. The film Black Friday. We've been talking about it so much. I've been big up in it for the last couple of days on one forum online. Dealing with finances and letting them know they must watch the film Black Friday. how can one get a hold of that, get a copy of it, or get access to it?
So again, follow me at Rick Mathis, RICMATHIS on Instagram. We will be releasing the digital version of the film Black Friday. Really right now, we're really just trying to decide if we're going to give it to the people for free, or if there's going to be a small monthly fee to access it, or a one-time fee. But that's what we're working on right now as we speak. So we'll be re-releasing. It's actually 3 installments that we have. We'll be re-releasing those real soon. So
Yes,
definitely follow us on Instagram so you can be abreast of when we'll be releasing it.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Sister Shireen Muhammad.
Yes, I'm over here busy producing all the lessons. Hold on. This is all that I got out of this right today with Brother Rick Mathis. And I'm just eager to share it with you. So we started out talking about Brother John. He started talking about the Falar Worldwide word of the week, which is innovative, right? And he was describing our dear brother Rick Mathis. We had no idea what he was going to bring to us, as this is live, and we do like to just interview our guests without, having a pre-interview so that they could give us from their heart what they want to give us. So to be innovative, which is an adjective, it is featuring new methods, advanced and original, of a person introducing new ideas, original and creative in their thinking. I was rushing and putting this together, so part of that is left off. We had in our minds that we wanted to talk about the 3 business essentials, which is who are your customers, your competition, and your commodities. Our dear brother, being on a similar page, began talking about the pillars of the Studio House Atlanta. Is it Studio House Atlanta? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Okay,
correct.
So that's imagine, create, and monetize. So as we go through his discussion on imagine, create, and monetize, he talked about the things that he would teach us. These are 3 of the 5 essentials to producing your story. He talked about the value of your story. So I have a question with regards to that to close us out. But this is just what we can have to take right now. State your hook, introduce yourself, your product, or your service, and identify the problem. So that's in setting up your story so that your story will flow in a way that it captivates your audience and it sticks with them. And then he said that he learned from Les Brown that people learn things in either 3s or 5s. So stating them in 3s, it kind of sticks to you. And we know that we're visual learners. So I'm a stickler for giving us something to look at so that we can retain visually what we're hearing. He also gave us his lessons that he learned from the film Black Friday. And he told us that he produced that film about 5 years ago. And then Brother Jahi interjected that he interviewed about 100 people. Is that right?
1,000.
Oh my God, I'm off. I divided by 10. Multiply that 100 by 10. He interviewed 1,000 people. The film is actually powerful. Like, it is a must-have. And as far as I know, there's 3 versions. You have the film Black Friday, the original. You have, is there
a remix and part 2?
Right. There's a remix and there's part 2. I know it's 3. I have all 3. I have the t-shirts, everything. I'm a fan. Okay.
Thank you.
So you trust. He learned that a trust over a will. I was like, what? Really? That was a lesson for me. I had no idea that the trust is more binding than the will. And he gave the example of our brother James Brown and how his estate is still in litigation because he had a will, not a trust. Study that. He also talked about whole life insurance policies the value of them. I was thinking about my mom. She's on the line, so I know she's like, I told her, right? So because she is definitely one that is in favor of the whole life insurance policy. He mentioned how he knows individuals who made millions of dollars and in a year and the next year they broke. Like, really? Okay, so we have to learn how to manage money. We have to learn what to do with it, right? And he talked about money being a tool. Now you can get more information about this follow at Rick Mathis. You see it at the bottom of the screen at Rick Mathis. And of course, Master the Science of Business. We come to you each and every week with a business owner who has jewels. He has jewels. He said he earned, it's like earning a doctorate degree. I had to come back on camera for that because I am definitely one who believes that when you go to school, all you do is read more books, write more papers, submit it to someone who has more experience, and they give you back a report. You do enough of that, you get a degree. I have 5 of them, I know. So if you are going to school on your own or an institution, you must learn. Being illiterate, that's not it. Like, we should not be walking around babbling idiots. We should know what we're talking about and then acting upon what it is that we know. We don't want to just be informants. We want to be knowledge able, that we are putting our knowledge to work. So that was it that I have from our dear brother, Rick Mathis. And so my last question for you is, after getting the story tight and right, how do you package it so that it is appealing to your customer?
Well, I think that really depends on what your story is, number one, and then what you're selling. Because at the end of the day, you got to have something to sell. Is it conversation for sale? Is it a product? Is it a service? So you can package that and you can deliver that in the form of a DVD not a DVD, a documentary, in the form of a commercial, in the form of a DocuSeries. I mean, there's many ways now that you can package it. The main thing though is just once you have your story type, is identify your target market, but you actually want to do that before you actually have your story type. So you can include things that that market will really resonate with. You want to start with the end in mind, as Brother Jaheed said, that he got from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Successful People. So you definitely want to start with the end in mind. You want to identify that target audience. And then you want to decide, okay, what is the best way to reach that audience? And that determines what platform you're going to use. So once you have that story type, then you say, okay, what's going to be the medium in which I can now distribute this message and share my story with people. So that's really what you want to look at, but you got to know your target audience right now. And right now we're in the age of niche marketing. So you want to start small and then go wide. As Robin would say, you want to be an inch wide and a mile deep. That's what you want. Inch wide, mile deep. So you want to go deep, 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 but pull back the layers, but really laser in on that target audience. So what you're saying really resonates with a certain group of people, and then you can expand from there.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for closing us out on that point, because that's a very important one. And that is one that separates a successful business owner from an unsuccessful one, because the unsuccessful one wants to try to touch everyone, I just want to sell to everyone. It's like, why did Mr. Muhammad focus on Black people in the Nation of Islam? Why just Black people? Why did Dr. Miss Louis Farrakhan just focus on Black men for the Million Man March? That's a niche, right? Yeah. So just get the Black man. Let me get the Black man, and then we can get others. But we had to start with the Black man. So it's the same thing in everything that we do. So I thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll say this lastly, when you start, you want to start inch wide, mile deep, but then from there you can go wider once you really get your message tight and you have a captivated audience. Then that audience can expand. But initially, you want to start in a niche market, or you want to start in a niche market.
You know, I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say once, and this was many, many years ago, so I'm not sure which video this is on, but he talked about digging a well to the bottom, and then you have access to all the other wells.
Yes.
So, like you said, dig deep, and then you'll have access to all the other wells, you know, from the top. I mean, it says, you're saying dig deep to the bottom, but it's actually going up to the top. Now you have access to all those who's up there with you.
I love it. That's an excellent example. Excellent illustration.
Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Brother Jahi.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Rick. We'll talk. Business scientists, thank you all again. Please make sure you share, hit that share button if you're watching on Facebook, and also on our YouTube channel, Master Business and My Money Show. Please, you know, the algorithm, you know how it goes. The more you share it, the more we pop up on other people's timelines, and this information can go wide as well as it's already deep. Now it can go wide. So we look forward to talking to you all again. If you have ideas for future shows, you have someone that you say, Jahi, Shireen, Sandy, y'all need to interview so and so and so. We'll be delighted to do that. Send us that information at Mind Money Show, MINDMONEYSHOW@gmail.com, or you can leave us a message at Mathis Sciences Business Office 404-438-3156. Until next time, peace out.
All right, thanks for having me.
Yes,
good
sir.
night.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Thank
At
you, sir.
Rick Mathis, at Rick Mathis.